mode.
Okay, good afternoon everyone. Welcome today to the Discover More About Electrical Trades Principles webinar. With me today is Andrew Brock, the Senior Acquisitions Editor for this title, and I'm Emma Thomas, Campaign Manager in VET at Pearson Australia. Andrew is now going to take us through some of the features of this new edition. Just quickly actually before we get into that, we hopefully will answer all of your questions throughout this webinar. However, if you do have a question, please make sure you submit it to us and we'll loop back at the end to answer any remaining questions you may have. On the agenda today, we're going to discuss who Electrical Trade Principles 3 is suitable for, what you're going to love about this new edition, so some of the new features, time to get technical, so understanding the technology options that come with this new edition, how to save time, so some of the teaching resources that are available, and how you can get your hands on a copy. I'll now hand you over to Andrew, who's going to take us through who Electrical Trade Principles is suitable for.
Thanks, Emma, and thanks again for joining us for this webinar this afternoon on the new edition of Electrical Trade Principles. I want to start off by letting you know the training package this book is relevant for, and also the courses. And as you can see there, it's completely up to date with the latest version of the Electrotechnology training package, which is UE 11, and relevant for the Certificate 2 Electrotechnology Career Start course, and of course the Certificate 3 Electrotechnology Electrician course. Now the new edition of ETP3E is the only resource that is completely up to date and structured to UE 11. So to help you with your teaching, each section within the book, each of the 11 sections is aligned to the relevant competency, and within that competency the required skill and knowledge. Now within each section of the new edition, the major headings, the section objectives you can see there on the left, aligns with the T's or topic IDs that you'd find within the required skill and knowledge of the particular competency. Now to further help you save time, each section is structured into ready-to-go 4-hour lessons. Now they're bookended by a major heading, as you can see up there, Basic Electrical Concepts. So that particular major heading is the beginning of the 4-hour lesson, and at the other end of the bookend if you like, is the topic review summary and also the formative review questions for that particular topic. Now solutions to these review questions are provided within the educator section of the companion website, which we're going to talk about a little bit later. Now as I mentioned earlier, the new edition is fully up to date with UE 11. And also contains new sections, 2 new sections addressing new competencies. Now these are the 2 new sections address key areas of environmental and sustainable work practice, a new competency, and also engineering mathematical fundamentals to help provide students with important mathematical scaffolding. Now environmental and sustainable work practice, that new section, is written to the competency apply environmental and sustainable procedures in the energy sector, which is a core competency in both the Certificate 2 and the Certificate 3. Engineering mathematical fundamentals is particularly relevant for the Certificate 2 competency, provide solutions and report on electrotechnology practice, but it also provides excellent underpinning maths knowledge, the all-important maths knowledge for students in the Certificate 3, and links nicely to the Maths Cram Appendix, which is at the back of the book and builds on this initial section, providing extension material with things like more worked examples, more exercises, and more of those topic review questions. Now this new edition also builds on the accessible, user-friendly design of previous editions and includes new navigation pedagogy, now such as heading numbering, which you can see up there on screen, at 4.1 magnetism, and beneath that the next level of subheading, the 4.1.1 magnetite, and this has been put in there for ease of navigation for both lecturers and students, and so you as the lecturer can direct students to the relevant point in the book and they can easily find it. Now we've also included a new feature which is called a switch on, and this really just highlights key information for students and teachers. Now there's more than 800 full-colour figures and tables bringing to life key electrical concepts and processes. And in this instance we've got an example of an exploded view of a split-phase induction motor, which really clearly shows students all the components of this fairly complex piece of machinery. There's also formative self-review exercises, and they're now within all sections of the book. In the previous edition they were only in some sections. Complete solutions for these exercises are provided in the back of the text, and that's so students can actually work through and check their own understanding of key concepts. They can self-review if you like. Another new feature is the summative end of section trial exams. These are more formative assessment. If you want to use them that way, of course you don't have to, and they include multiple choice questions for each section, and within telecommunications there's multiple choice and short answer questions. And it just revises the complete competency, remembering each section is aligned to a particular competency and required skill and knowledge, so then you can do an assessment on that complete competency at the end of the section. And solutions for these are also provided, the solutions for these trial exams are also provided within the educator version of the companion website. Now this accompanying companion website includes for students 2 self-marking labelling questions. So the authors have gone through and picked 2 figures per section where students are able to then, as an assessment exercise, correctly label them as a good education tool, and also 10 multiple choice questions to also help students review that particular section. All of these student results are captured in a grade tracker, so lecturers will have a record of all of those results. Another new feature with this text is animated versions of 2 key figures within each section, and this really illustrates in person how a particular piece of machinery or how a particular circuit works, and students can see this visually. There's also additional competency-specific student content. Now, if you wish to teach either or both of the 2 electives, which are part of the Group A imported and common elective units, we've provided the content for those. Now, as you can see up there on the slide, they're the electives: deliver a service to customers and also maintain documentation. Now, these have been designed in exactly the same format as the book and the eText, and they can be downloaded from the companion website by students and lecturers to use. Electrical Trade Principles, as we did with the previous edition of this book, includes an eText, and I just want to take you through some of the more pertinent features of this eText. The first question you may have is, what is the eText? It's a product with great functionality and is designed to aid your teaching and learning and quickly move you into flexible and online delivery. It's basically a customisable online version of the textbook. It's also browser-based, i.e. that eText is viewed while online. This means that all of your personalisation are available wherever you log in from any computer. It is the same page layout as the printed text, so you and your students can use either eText, printed text, or both in different situations. The eText can also be used in the classroom. It has an excellent smartboard function, and this allows for certain areas of the text, for example a case study or activity, to be discussed collaboratively in the classroom. Making highlights as you are working through the text or the eText is another feature useful for both students and teachers. This provides visual ease when one returns to the content and can identify where important pieces of information are found. Highlights can be done in different colours, enabling you to know what each highlight means. For example, what's important for an exam, what students need to revise, what's a particularly useful example. Notes can also be added to highlighted content to make for better learning. These notes can then easily be retrieved from the left-hand navigation bar. How can the eText be individualised for you and your class? With those notes I mentioned earlier, you can choose to make them hidden, or so students don't see them, or shared, so students do. You can create a hyperlink in a note, and this enables you to link out to additional information on the web in terms of videos, useful websites, readings, or other underpinning knowledge. Now, to find all your notes and highlights, you can go into the Notes Manager, which is in the left-hand navigation sidebar. Another really important feature is the search feature. It's a big time saver in contrast to the hard copy text, as it allows a faster, sort of more effective search of content. The search functionality allows you to limit your search to specific regions, provides helpful page preview when searching, and your search history is saved for you. You can sort your results also by relevance or chapter, and also limit the search to a particular section of the book. Another important issue you might have is, how can that eText be individualised for you and your class? You can start by creating a course via the Settings tab and the Create New Course tab. Now, once you've created a course, you can go again to the Settings tab, customise eText to review. You can then edit the table of contents that you can see on the right. You can hide, you can change the order of chapters or sections. And this is useful if you choose to deliver the content in a specific way, and you can choose to change the chapter order or hide content and reveal it as you proceed through the course if you don't want the students to see that particular content at that particular time. This gives you really good control as a teacher on managing your lesson. For more information on the eText functionality, just visit that URL below. Now, just how to save more time for you with resources we've included with this package. It's available within the educator version of the companion website that I mentioned earlier, and these include solutions to those end-of-topic review questions and the end-of-section trial exams, interactive PowerPoint slides, a comprehensive full-colour image bank of all of the figures and tables within all sections, which is more than 700, and also UEE competency mapping grids. Now, to get you to your teaching sooner, the interactive PowerPoint slides correlate to each major heading in the section. Now, these PowerPoint slides contain teacher-led review questions to promote student discussion. Now, to make the images easily accessible, a comprehensive full-colour image bank of all 700 figures within the text is also available in this companion website. And these can be used for both online delivery within your learning management system or classroom delivery via a data projector or PowerPoint slides. Now, to help you with this new training package, we've designed comprehensive UEE 11 mapping grids, which correlate the sections of the new edition to the relevant competency and the required skills and knowledge. That's the grid you can see on the left. Now, the grid on the right correlates the section of the book with the required skill and knowledge, and then the topics within that particular required skill and knowledge. And you can see how those correlate to the section objectives within the book. I'd just also like to mention that we've designed a similar mapping grid correlating the sections of the book to UEE, to the relevant UEE 11 competencies for the current edition of the companion text for electrical trade principles, which is electrotechnology practice. I'd now like to hand you back to Emma.
Great, thank you, Andrew. Thank you for showing us the features of the new edition of Electrical Trade Principles 3E. We actually do have a couple of questions, and the first one is, how many questions are on the companion website?
Emma, within the companion website, as you know, there's 11 sections to the book. We've got 10 multiple choice questions for each section, so that's about 110 multiple choice questions in all for the book, and we've also got 2 labelling questions per section, so there's about 22 of those.
Great, that's pretty comprehensive.
Yeah, very comprehensive.
Also, we've got a question, are there any lesson plans?
Yeah, well, the way we've structured the PowerPoint slides, we've done those as lesson plans. So as I mentioned earlier, with the new navigation tool within the new edition, we've now got a numbering system for the first major subhead. So for the first major subheading within each section, we've designed a separate file of PowerPoint slides with that. So that covers all of the, summarises, if you like, the underpinning knowledge for that particular subsection, of the section within the book. And at the end of that, there's some questions that the lecturer can direct students to work through their multiple choice interactive questions. So it's in effect a lesson plan that lecturers can work through as they're working through the section of the book.
That's great. Thank you, Andrew.
Thanks, Emma.
That's the end of our questions. So if you would like to request a sample copy, or if you have any further questions you'd like answered, you can contact your education consultant or the VET hotline. Alternatively, you can visit us at the website at www.pearson.com.au/vet for more information. Thank you very much for your time today.